I want to tell you something about who I used to be. I used to be the kind of person who brought donuts to work on Monday mornings. Not because anyone asked me to, not because I wanted anything in return. I just loved the way people's faces changed when they saw that white box on the table. That small moment of happiness, I lived for it. At work, they had a name for me. They called me the sunshine. And for a long time, I thought that meant I was doing life right. My name is Maya. I'm 31. I work in marketing. I wore bright colors. I remembered birthdays. I made coffee for people who looked tired. I asked about your sick cat and actually cared about the answer. And at the end of every day, I went home to my husband, Ryan. He was funny, warm, the kind of man who filled a room with his laugh. We had plans, a bigger home, maybe a baby, a long future ahead of us. I believed in that future completely. That was my mistake. Not loving him, not trusting him, but believing so completely that I never thought to look underneath. One Saturday morning in November, I woke up, and Ryan was gone. At first, I didn't worry. He sometimes went out early. But then, I saw the wardrobe. Empty. Not messy, not half-packed. Empty. Like he had never existed. There was a note on the pillow. 9 words. I am sorry. I had to go. Please do not look for me. And then my phone buzzed. Our savings account, 0. By the end of the day, I learned he had sold our apartment. I had until Sunday night to leave. Monday morning, I went to work. I wore gray. For the first time in years, no color. Old Pete, the security guard, looked up and started to smile. Good morning. Then he stopped, because even he could see it. The sunshine was gone. People asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. Eventually, they stopped asking and started whispering. She thinks she's better than everyone. She's so cold now. And I let them think that, because explaining the truth required more energy than I had left. My boss, Callum, was not a warm man. Quiet, careful, always behind glass. People said he was cold, but I didn't think he was cold. I thought he felt too much and hid it well. One afternoon, I heard his voice cut through the office. Enough. He told everyone to stop whispering, to give me respect. No one had spoken for me in weeks. I had forgotten what that felt like. The next morning, there was a white box on my desk. Inside, soup, bread, grapes. A note, left over from a client lunch. C. It wasn't leftover. I knew that, but I ate it anyway. Every day, another box appeared. Every day, the same quiet kindness. No questions, no expectations, just presence. Then, one day, 2 men came into the office. They said my husband had taken loans in my name, that I owed everything, that they would take what little I had left. I stood there in the middle of the office and I started to cry. Not loud, not dramatic, Just quiet tears I couldn't stop. Callum stepped in, sent them away. Then he looked at me and said, "Come with me." We went into his office. He closed the door, sat across from me, and said 8 words that changed everything. "You do not have to be strong right now." And I broke. I told him everything, and he didn't fix it. He didn't interrupt. He just stayed, completely still, completely present, like I was not too much, like I was not a burden. Like I was human. He found me a lawyer, helped me fight the debt, found me a place to live, drove me home in the rain, waited when I fell asleep in his car, never asked for anything in return, and slowly something inside me changed. Not all at once, but piece by piece. I stopped performing, stopped trying to be sunshine for everyone, and started becoming something else, something quieter, something more real. One morning, I bought 2 coffees. My hands were shaking a little. I walked to his office and knocked. "Come in," he said. I stepped inside. I placed 1 coffee on his desk. "For you." He looked at the cup, then at me. Something changed in his face. He stood up slowly. "Maya," he said, "we need to talk." My heart started beating fast. He walked closer, but stopped a few steps away, like he did not want to scare me. "I have been careful with you," he said. "I know," I answered. "I was careful because I had to be." He looked down for a moment, then back at me. His voice was quiet. "I cared about you before all of this." I did not speak. "I noticed you from the beginning," he said. "The way you talked to people, the way you made small things feel important." He gave a small smile. "You made the office feel alive." I felt my chest tighten. "But you were happy," he said. "You had a husband, a life." So I said nothing. Silence filled the room. "I chose distance," he continued. "I watched. That was all I allowed myself to do." His hands moved slightly, nervous now. "That was safe." He took a breath. "But then, you came to work one day, and you were not the same." I felt my throat close. "You stopped smiling," he said. "You stopped talking. You stopped being you." His voice broke a little on that last word. And I did nothing at first. He looked at me with regret. A long pause. "But every day, it got worse. I saw you sitting alone. I saw people talking about you. I saw you trying not to fall apart." He swallowed, and I could not stand it. Silence. Again, heavy now. "I did not help you because I am kind," he said softly. "I helped you because I could not watch you hurt." My eyes filled with tears. "I made the soup," he said, a small, almost shy smile. "I learned how to cook it just for you. I let out a soft breath. I waited every day, he said. I waited to see if you would be okay. And when you were not, he shook his head. I could not stay away anymore. His voice became more steady. I did not tell you the truth about the apartment. I did not tell you about the food. I did not tell you how I felt. He looked straight at me now. No distance, no wall. Because I was afraid. Afraid you would think I was using your pain. Afraid you would walk away. A small step closer. But I am more afraid now of never saying it. My heart was beating so loud I could hear it. I care about you, Maya, he said. Not because you are sunshine, not because you are strong, just because you are you. Tears ran down my face. I would have waited longer, he said, as long as you needed, but I need you to know the truth. Silence. Soft. Deep. Real. I looked at him. This quiet man. This careful man. This man who stayed when everything else left. I took a slow breath. I have been afraid too, I said. My voice was not strong, but it was steady. I was afraid to trust again. I looked down at the coffee in my hands. I gave everything once, I said, and it disappeared. I lifted my eyes back to him. I did not think I had anything left to give. He did not move. He did not interrupt. He just listened, like always. But you did something different, I said. You did not ask me to be okay. You did not try to fix me. You just stayed. My voice broke a little, and that mattered more than anything. His eyes softened. I took a small step closer, not fast, not rushed, just enough. I do not know what comes next, I said. I am still learning how to stand again. A pause. But I know this. I held his gaze. I do not want to walk away from someone who stayed. Something in his face changed. Relief, quiet and deep. He nodded slowly. That is enough, he said. No pressure, no rush. Another small silence. This one felt different, lighter, safer. I looked at him and smiled. A real smile. Not the old one, not the sunshine. This one was smaller, but true. He smiled back, and this time it reached his eyes. I started going back to the office slowly. One morning, I wore a pale blue shirt. Not bright, not dark, just calm. When I walked in, people looked at me. But this time, they did not whisper. They just nodded. Quiet respect. That felt new. Priya came and sat next to me at lunch again. We did not talk about everything. We just talked a little. Then we laughed. A small laugh, but real. That was enough. One Monday, I brought a small box of donuts. Not a big one like before, just a few. I placed one on Pete's desk. He looked up at me and smiled. "Good to have you back," he said. I nodded. I did not need to say anything. Little by little, things started to change. The lawyer Callum found helped me prove the truth. The signatures were fake. The loans were not mine. The case was closed. I did not lose anything more. The apartment I live in now is safe, warm, quiet, mine. Callum helped me find it. He made sure I was okay. Not in a loud way. Not in a way that made me feel small. Just steady, always there. One evening, I stayed late at the office. Most people had already left. I stood by the window and looked at the city lights. Everything felt calm. Callum walked over and stood next to me. Not too close, just enough. We did not speak for a moment. We just stood there. And I realized something. I was not afraid anymore. Not of being alone. Not of being hurt. Because I was not the same person anymore. I turned and looked at him. "I think I am ready," I said. He looked at me carefully. "Ready for what?" he asked. I smiled a little. "To stop being afraid of something good." Silence. Soft. Warm. "I know you did not help me for a reason," I said, "but I also know how you feel." He did not speak, but his eyes said everything. "And I feel it too," I said. "Not fast, not perfect, but real." He took a slow breath. "We can go slowly," he said. "Yes," I answered. "Slow is good." That was how it started. Not with big words, not with a perfect moment. Just honesty and trust, and two people choosing to stay. I want to tell you something about who I am now. I still bring donuts sometimes, but not every Monday. Not to earn love, just when it feels right. I still wear yellow, but I also wear gray and blue, and sometimes nothing bright at all. Because I learned something important. You do not have to shine to be loved. You just have to be real. Ryan taught me that love can disappear, but Cullen taught me something better. Love can stay. Love can wait. Love can be quiet. And sometimes, love can be patient enough to grow at the right time. I am not the sunshine anymore. I'm just Maya. And now, I am finally someone who is loved the right way. And that is more than enough. Thanks for listening to my story. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell me where you're listening from.